Assalamualaikum, hello everyone, I'm Nurul Maskana. In this video, I would like to continue my friend's presentation in the chapter of discourse and grammar. Now, I would like to talk about reference and lexical cohesion. Check it out. Now, let's discuss about reference. Reference refers to the situation where identity of an item can be retrieved from either within or outside from the text. The main reference factors are anaphoric, cataphoric, anaphoric, and homophoric reference. Well, let's talk about anaphoric and cataphoric reference. Anaphoric and cataphoric references are linguistic devices used to link one part of a sentence to another. I'm sure that all of you have read the definition and example that is written on the book. In this video, I would like to give some modern examples. First is anaphoric reference. Refers to something mentioned earlier in the text or conversation. For example, John bought a new car. He is very happy with his purchase. Here, he and his refer back to John and his new car. Second, cataphoric reference refers to something that appears later in the text or conversation. For example, before it was delivered, Sarah had already fallen in love with the dress. It had a unique design. In this case, it refers forward to the dress, which is mentioned later.
Daily conversation exempli anaphoric.
I met a friend yesterday. She had just returned from a vacation.
In this instance, she refers back to the previously mentioned friend. Cataphoric.
Before I show you the recipe, let me talk about the ingredients. They are the key to a delicious dish.
Here, they refers forward to the upcoming discussion about the ingredients.
Next, exophoric and homophoric reference. They are types of dixes which are linguistic elements that depend on context for their meaning. Third, exophoric reference. It refers to elements in a discourse that find their meaning outside of the text or utterance. It also relies on the physical context or shared knowledge between the speaker and the listener. For example, look at that. Here, that has no clear meaning without knowing what the speaker is pointing at. Fourth, homophoric reference. It involves elements that derive their meaning from other linguistic elements within the same text or discourse. It also requires reference to other words or phrases in the same context. For example, John said he would come, but he's running late. In this case, he refers back to John in the previous sentence. Let's move on to the lexical cohesion. It refers to the relationship in meaning between lexical items in a text and in particular content, words, and the relationship between them. The main kinds of lexical cohesion are repetition, synonymy, antonymy, hyphonymy, meronymy, and collocation. The first lexical cohesion is repetition. Repetition refers to words that are repeated in a text. This includes words which are inflected for tense or number and words which are derived from particular items, such as stored and stew in the following example. Second, synonymy. Synonymy refers to words which are similar in meaning, such as date and go out in the above example and blokes and man in the following example. In English, it is not a good way to continuously repeat the same word in a text. Both blokes and man are referring to the same concept but in a different way. Third, antonymy. Antonymy describes the opposite or contrastive meanings such as shy and forward in the earlier text and women and men, replayers and both fads and the following text. We know as we read the text which meanings contrast with each other. Part of their meaning, indeed, derives from this contrast. Next, let's talk about hyponymy and meronymy. Halliday 1990 describes two kinds of lexical taxonomies that typically occur in text: subordination and composition. These are words which are in a kind of relationship with each other, subordination, and words that are in whole part relationship with each other or composition. In the previous text, Jan and Stuart are part of the lexical items couple, whereas he's just not that into you. He is a kind of self-help book. The relationship between Jan and couple is an example of Marinini, and the relationship between self-help book and he's just not that into you is one of hyponymy. That's all about my presentation today. Thank you very much for your great attention. The next material will be presented by my friend Fanny Tiffany. Have a nice day!